Are you an emotionally sensitive soul who believes that your boundaries are hurting other people? Something I have noticed in working with emotionally sensitive souls is that their emotional sensitivity causes them to feel that they are hurting other people when they need to set personal boundaries. First, it's important to recognize what boundaries are and what they are not. Boundaries are what you choose, and not you choosing other people's behavior. I like to define boundaries as the door between my inner world and my outer world. As I let other people know about the door and ask them to use the door knocker, I create the capacity for authentic, genuine connection that will bring us both joy. Hi, I'm Penny Wilson. We empower emotionally sensitive souls to cultivate healthy boundaries so they can embrace their emotionally intuitive nature to nurture and support others and follow their divinely inspired path of purpose without sacrificing their own well-being. So why do you feel like your boundaries might be hurting other people? I had an experience this past week that helped me to come to this realization for myself. I needed to sort through a conversation with a friend that caused me pain and decide my own boundaries. As I processed the emotions, I realized that one of my deepest desires is to not cause other people to feel rejected because of the way that I felt rejected in my past. This is me projecting my emotion onto them. I also heard a story this past week of someone who had cancer who needed to set some serious boundaries. They said at first that they were afraid that they were going to hurt or offend other people in the process. But as they faced that fear, everything turned out amazing and even better than before. These two examples may or may not resonate with you. What is important is that you find the answers you need about your boundaries inside of yourself. Of course, there are times when there are people in our lives who intentionally or unintentionally try to control us through codependent and abusive behaviors. These people will always be offended by the boundaries we try to set and create backlash as we begin those changes to set those boundaries. These people are exactly the reason why boundaries need to be created in the first place. It is my personal mission to use my voice to stop codependency as much as possible because of the personal pain I have experienced. Instead of believing I am hurting other people when I set a personal boundary, what I have learned over the past several years and 17 years of living in a narcissistic marriage is 5 things. People cannot give you what you desire unless you ask for it. Number 2, you can only ask for it after you recognize what you need within yourself. 3, people that you love are more than willing to support you and respect your personal boundaries. 4, people who are upset by your boundaries likely do not have your best interest in mind, only their own, and are likely caught in the trap of generational cycles that they are unaware of. 5, in order to set and keep boundaries, you need to clearly and firmly decide what you desire, what you will allow and what you will not allow, as you process and understand the pain of your past experiences. Often when something first bothers me, I don't know what I'm feeling, I don't know why it hurts, and I don't know why I'm upset. One example of how I was able to recognize a boundary this past weekend was just after I got done meditating in the morning. My husband burst into the room excited to tell me about a song that he had found. Music is our love language. I was completely jarred after being in this calm emotional state. I didn't say anything at first, but as an emotionally sensitive soul, my husband is always able to recognize when I feel off balance. He held space for me while I processed what was inside of me. Finally, 20 minutes later, I said, "I feel so edgy today and completely off balance." I told him through my tears that the noises were so jarring and I needed peace and quiet. He said he could tell and also expressed that he understood. Then the amazing man that he was even able to recognize being a part of the solution of something he could do to support me. When you invite other people to treat you the way that you want to be treated, it's as if you are creating a beautiful room where you can have joy and you can invite them into your joy. As I mentioned in the beginning, boundaries are like a door with a door knocker. When you set a personal boundary, you are letting other people know what will bring you joy and what you will not allow. If you do not tell other people how you want to be treated, they're uncertain and confused. The language of healthy boundaries in a new relationship will either attract that healthy relationship or it will attract the next abusive, codependent relationship. I'm speaking from personal experience after 3 divorces and after having learned how to attract my now perfect husband. When you ignore the desires within you, when you stuff the emotions that bother you, you slowly kill your inner spirit and you will feel a loss of identity and not know who you really are. One person I spoke with this past week even described it as emotional prostitution, except we give everything and don't actually get anything back. We compromise what we want and who we are, and that causes us pain when we don't set boundaries. More than just the words that you speak, it is so important to understand the paradigms and perspectives behind why the boundaries matter. That is why I created the 5-day foundation as part of our 7-week program for learning self-hypnosis or meditation with a goal, to understand boundaries and the principles behind them so that you can learn to discover the answers inside of you, to discover what your boundaries really are as you recognize what you desire and what causes you pain. One of my heroes, Stephen R. Covey, said, if you want to make small changes, work on behavior. If you want to make quantum leap changes, work on your paradigms. Paradigms are my superpower. Like the boy in the movie The Sixth Sense that saw dead people everywhere, I see paradigms everywhere. As an emotionally sensitive soul, you know what is best for you. You know what you feel inside. The truth is that as you listen to that inner voice, you will be guided on your path of purpose. You are the magic. Only you can decide. It is your inner desire that will give you the conviction that you need to set and keep personal boundaries. A book I'm reading right now called The Power of Ted says that we can see ourselves as either someone who is acted upon by other people or someone who chooses to act on their life. You do have the power to set and keep personal boundaries with courage, kindness, and yes, even with empathy and compassion. Boundaries deeply affect our lives and our children's lives. Healthy or unhealthy boundaries are the example that we set for our children. I can tell you that your choice to set personal boundaries will not only affect you, but your children and generations to come. It truly does matter, and it is so, so important. Understanding principles of personal boundaries can lead to win-win relationships. Without them, that is not possible. This is the ability to co-create joy. I know that this is possible because that's what I've created in my life. And here's the secret. It wasn't everyone else that changed. It was me. I would love to invite you today to check out our Facebook group, Emotionally Sensitive Souls. There's 3 awesome things happening in the upcoming month. Number 1, our discussions are talking about how to set and keep boundaries. Number 2, we have a book discussion on July 22nd on the power of TED. There's a video inside the discussion group that explains more about that. And number 3, I'm playing with an idea to put together a workshop that will help you practice saying no with love and compassion, and sometimes yes, when necessary, with firmness. You can join the discussion group here. I look forward to connecting with you. We'll see you on the other side.